Looks like it's all coming back up slowly but surely. There we go. Oh, you gotta love when I do that. Something stupid every single time. You know who's not stupid? Not Cletus for following, unless he's a bot. Unless he, she, they, it, or a bot. Not dumb for following, but definitely appreciate it. Alright, so we're back. We are rocking 60 frames. It's weird. So 30 frames per second, I had the transcode. And then switch over to 60 frames per second, and I lost the transcode setting. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer. We are going to press on, however. So it is Viewer Appreciation Night, as I mentioned in my first little monologue. And the games lined up for tonight are Blood, which was graciously brought for me by Ronnie, one of the mods. Big shout out to him, of course, for that. Blood Fresh Supply. And then we're also doing some Samurai Shodown collection. Playing through that. Probably figured to do about an hour each game, and then maybe something else. Maybe some Superhot. Maybe some Sonic Boom if I'm feeling really down on myself. We'll see. Yes, hey Ronnie, yeah, Wurzel 5, because the first 4 Wurzels died in a violent explosion. It's more like there's other like I had the original Wurzel, and then for whatever reason, Twitch is like, you can't have that anymore. You need to create yourself a new profile. I was like, okay. And Wurzel 1 through 4 were taken, and I've never seen them I've looked for them. You know, I've done searches. I haven't found them at all. I don't know why it thinks they're taken. They're not. So I was like, okay, well, Wurzel 5 it is. Yes, this game is a real pain in the butt to get working right. It's very glitchy. At least you can do it now. When it first came out, you were stuck in full screen. So I figured you keep changing things incrementally, and then it'll finally let you go windowed mode. It's really bizarre. Monolith. I don't think they're around anymore. Yeah, so like to get windowed mode, I had to put it on Vulkan, because I think the default was, yeah, OpenGL. You have to put it on Vulkan. Windowed mode still doesn't work, so you have to keep slowly lowering down the resolution, put on windowed mode, exit out, and go back in a couple different times, and it's on the 3rd time it will start working. It's really bizarre. I don't know why it is. Monolith, they're nuts. What got left of them after they got acquired by Warner Brothers. Yeah, it sounds familiar. I think they did the Matrix game? I'm trying to remember the company, because we actually, when I worked at AOL, we did that. Yeah, that was Monolith. Yeah, because we actually did, when you worked at AOL, you were actually technical support for the Matrix multiplayer online game.
Welcome, my servants, my slaves.
Oh my god, these are like cutting-edge PS5 graphics.
You have failed me. I disavow you all.
What?
I've taken your love. Now I will take your life. Consider my power in a hollow grave.
I live again.
You know what? I never remember that FMV. I always remember the I Live Again part, like right here. when you start the game. For me. Also, I'm playing with a controller, so. Oh yeah, look at this beauty. It does not scale right. Oh, yeah. Early 90s graphics in FMV. Actually, that's like FOV stuff probably I might be able to fix. I don't know, through cheat codes. Yeah, No One Lives Forever is another Rights nightmare. And you go like hauling butt. Too much blood. No. Ugh, ugh. Yeah, controls for this are like, oh god, this is gonna be really weird. Oh, hope nobody gets motion sick. Yeah, this game is like super twitchy. Let's see if I can maybe change that a little bit. Turning, move sensitivity. Let's try turning that down to like 15 maybe. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I was very surprised to see this game come back from the dead, no pun intended. I wonder if the cheat codes are the same too, because I barely remember the cheat codes. Yeah, let's see. I think one of them I remember was JoJo. Actually, let me pick up the health. I think it was JoJo makes you drunk. If T still works, yeah, so... Yes, sweet. That's all it lasts for, really short. And then I remember there was like... I think it was no cap in my ass was like God mode. Cap in my ass would turn it off. Hong Kong gave you like all weapons. Lara Croft would also, I think Lara Croft gave you all weapons and all infinite ammo too. Calgon I don't know, Calgon should blow you away or light you on fire. I remember there's also another one, started with an M, I want to say, or something like that. You'd set yourself on fire. I mean, there was like a lot of fun cheat codes for this game you could do. Hey, it's Gym Time John. What's up? Good to see you. Glad to see you also hit that world record for Quackshot. That was awesome. That was like a lot of. I looked at the record and I was like, okay, we'll see like how close it is. And it's like you destroyed that by like 15 seconds, something crazy like that. It was pretty good.
Open for business.
One of these days, I have to beat Quackshot. I still have not beaten that game. It's a game I love. Still haven't beaten it in 27 years of playing it. 8. Yeah, it was something substantial. I was like, whoa, okay, it wasn't like a second or two like usually we hear about a PB or a world record grind. Oh, this is a blast from the past. Hey, hold your fire. I'm also playing on a controller, so I gotta figure out how everything works. This game, if you buy it on Steam, Ron actually bought this for me, is it's a real pain in the butt to get working, to be honest. It works fine, but if you need like windowed mode or anything else, you have to like put it on Vulkan, because NVIDIA wouldn't work. You have to put it on Vulkan, put it on windowed, exit the game, go back in, change your resolution, exit the game again, go back in, change it to windowed mode again, and then it'll finally go windowed mode. It's crazy. Yeah, this is... You could break this down to be like a Doom clone. This was popular back in the day, but some things did not turn out well. Like, if you look at the ground, it's not... That's not a 3D asset, that's a 2D asset, but you can see the ground, like, warping. like walls and everything else. I'm not sure if that's just like modern hardware or what. I don't remember that being a thing back in like '98 when this came out. I think it was. This was like the Doom, Quake, Hexen era. '97, okay. And there was also like games like Redneck Rampage, I remember. That was a big one. Okay, so left or right trigger will fire your guns.
It's stuck.
Yeah, because it was Blood and Hexen, I think, came out pretty close together. I mean, it's like I'm all like fuzzy memories here. Hexen was late '95? Really? Holy cow. My timelines are way off.
I live again.
But yeah, Ronnie and I were talking about the cheat codes here, and one of the favorite ones I like is JoJo. Make yourself drunk. And there was also Calgon, which should blow me away. Oh, really? Just ends the level. I thought it blows you up.
I live again.
Yeah, it takes you away, but I also figure like if you blow you away or something crazy like that, you know, some kind of like parody of it. Apparently that wasn't it. Gosh, what was the other one? I think it was like McGee or something like that. Because I know Lara Croft was like all weapons and stuff like that. I think McGee sets you on fire. It's either that or Kruger, I think it does. It's McGee.
I live again.
Yeah, I remember like not really liking Hexen. You have like 18 health. Also, yeah, the health in this game is brutal. You get almost next to nothing. Oh, that's right, dynamite.
Open for business.
Very short range. Yeah, it's like if there's an enemy on the screen, if they can see you and they pull the trigger, if they have a gun, you're getting hit. Wait a minute, I thought you were dead. Wow, I don't remember them crawling on the ground. But there's a lot to this game I don't remember. Alright, so... this gives me full ammo, Hong Kong. Let's see, was it... nope. There we go. Let's get the old voodoo doll. Which hurts you, but damages them. I don't remember what that does. That's what I thought Hong Kong was. I remember that being like weapons. Proximity. Flamethrower. That one I remember. Are those remote bombs? Nope. Yeah, you never run out of ammo.
I live.
Yeah, Chow Yun Fat movie. Annoys me is that like the id games, the build games, those hit scanners. Yeah. No aiming whatsoever. As soon as I see you, you are done for.
Open for business.
And Homer Simpson scream. All right. Yeah, enemies are also like bullet sponges too. Oh, this looks familiar. Yes, exactly under the pail. Open for business. Get your butt kicked. But turn on the lights at least. Not uncivilized here.
I need a key.
Weird, so the auto is tracking to down here for some weird reason. Yeah, it has not really aged well for, like, game design. I mean, it is, like, brutally hard. If enemies are on the screen, they can hit you.
Stuck.
You take a crap ton of damage. We're getting something over there. Yes, what was... Out damn spot. Was that blood too? I remember that, but I can't remember where exactly it was from. Is in the video game quote, not the Shakespeare. Oh yeah, I remember also being on there. That will lead you right to your death.
Out, damn spot.
Mm-hmm. And I was almost there. What does the game do? Starts you over.
I live again.
Yes, I die again many, many times.
Open for business.
And none of them dropped health. Of course not. And I blew myself up.
I live again.
Come on up. This weapon always struck me as like something like very like Rise of the Triad-esque. It's mostly like the explosions and stuff. You know, just the look of it coming out.
Open for business.
Don't know where he came from, but just like a Living Dead reference, or gosh, what was it? What was that movie, Return of the Living Dead? It had the ones basically it's like nobody wins at the end. Everyone's going to die from a zombie apocalypse because zombies are invincible in that movie. I think it was Return of the Living Dead. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Out, damn spot.
Yay! Finally got past the first level. Cheated, but did it.
Fresh victims for the ever-growing army of the undead.
See, I remember like that quote starting up whenever we used to play this game. I love that this train is not like fully rendered. It's like, yeah, let's put a black box here. Everyone dead? Okay. Let me try this in. Let me try lowering it down just a little bit. Let me know if this stabilizes that for you, Ronnie. Just drop down the bitrate by 500. Oh, that's great. So I don't think I have the transcodes tonight. It was weird. Like, I started stream accidentally on 30 frames per second. And I had all the transcodes available, which was nice. So you, like, if you're buffering at 1080p, you could drop down to 720 or whatever. Switch to 60 frames per second in the game, it just takes away the transcodes. So like, nope, you're just doing 1080p or nothing. So let me know if that buffer, if that worked out for you.
Fresh victims for the ever-growing army of the undead. We'll just stick with the rocket launcher for now. Dude, why are you not getting damaged? There we go. Take it, please.
This game is such a drain to play. And I think we put up with stuff like this. Like, yeah, this seems like a good, viable game strategy.
Fresh victims for the ever-growing army of the undead. Fresh victims for the ever-growing army of the undead.
So it's like instant 51% just from those two guys there as soon as they see you with the guns, the monks. This game is crazy. Surprised they didn't, like, I guess they're just doing like straight ports. They didn't like try to rebalance this at all. Anything close to it. They're just like, nope, just here you go.
Fresh victims for the ever-growing army of the undead.
But it's like, it's horrendously overkill. I mean, there's hard, there's fair hard, and there's like unfair hard. And game is like extremely unfair hard. This is, even if you have the level memorized, you're still in high danger of dying just because of how it's built. And just getting shot one time.
Army of the undead.
Alright, so let's see if we can find some cheats here. Other stuff than just what I remember. Clarice is one that Ronnie typed in earlier. 100% body armor, fire armor, spirit armor.
On the good trip, lollipop, damn, forgot the word.
Spielberg, disable cheats. Cap in my ass, as I remembered earlier, is God mode, or that's disable God mode. No cap in my ass gives you God mode.
for the ever-growing army of the undead.
See, what else do we have here? Will I be streaming on Wednesday? I should be. Ronnie says this game puts you at more disadvantage than having a UFC match between a quadriplegic and a 3-time world champion. It's like if Mike Tyson took on like a wheelchair kid from the Special Olympics. Is pretty much is what I'd put it as. And Mike Tyson would. He'd be like, yeah, you know, I like those kids. You know, they're real special and stuff. And you know, put them in the ring. I'll kick their ass. I'll punch their nose into the brain to be like, oh my god, I'm retarded again. And it's like keep hitting them over and over and over. It's like, okay, Mike, we're not gonna have you be the spokesperson for the Special Olympics this year. It's like we're gonna take you away there. So is like having some Twitch blackout thing. Haven't heard of that. All I heard about today was Mixer dying. That was fun. So it's a hashtag someone is trying to do. The hashtag Twitch Blackout is trending on Twitter, requesting streamers and viewers not to use Twitch. Why? Because people want the streaming platform to take note of abuse, racism, sexual harassment, assault, and rape. I'm pretty sure I haven't been raped on this. I'm pretty sure I would ban everybody for being racist or an asshole or sexually abusing or harassing somebody. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be streaming on Wednesday. And if you don't want to watch, then you don't have to, just like all the rest of my streams. Yeah, Mixer was Microsoft's answer to Twitch. And it had some neat things, like it was like super fast latency. It's like almost like instant, like from what I'm seeing. I already have low latency on, which is only usually about a second or so, depending on the server quality you get. But Mixer was like a quarter second. It was stupidly fast for everybody. But they are more focused on like having people play games and stuff, like, you know, place bets for how he's gonna do on this mode of Fortnite. You know, donate 20 imaginary bit dollars to have him do a jumping jacks or something. It's like, this is all stupid. Didn't really catch on. And they paid out $20 million, I think it was, to Ninja to stream Fortnite over there instead of Twitch. And that only lasted like for 9 months, and he got out of his contract, and Twitch's, and you know, he's thinking about going back to Twitch.
In the night, exchanging glances.
And yeah, Mixer's shutting down next month, July 22nd. Everyone just got the you know, no warning whatsoever. Like, yeah, we're out of business. Infinite ammo and all weapons.
Fresh victims for the ever-growing army of the undead.
And trust me, even cheating in this game, you're gonna die. Yeah, might as well. I mean, it's just it's a stupid little hashtag thing that it's kind of like when people say, like, don't buy gas on Wednesday because that will, like, crash the oil economy and it'll cause them to rethink what they're doing. It's like you'd have to stop buying gasoline for 2 weeks in order to make an economic impact in anything like that. It's like, it's not how the world works. Do not streaming for Wednesday, which is a low visual day any day for Twitch. Now it feels like Saturday, Sunday, they're bigger days for that. That might be a bigger point to it if everyone else suddenly stopped, but no one's going to. So it's like it's just no point to it. It's just a dumb hashtag. I can make up any hashtag I want. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Fresh victims for the ever-growing army of the undead.
The game auto-targeted into the wall. I kill you! Only people would come up with something like that entirely stupid and think it's gonna mean anything. It's like the people who, it's the same type of people who write petitions. It's like 500 people like to write a petition to make Naughty Dog change the ending of The Last of Us 2. Like, come on guys, we can make them change their ending. It's like, no you're not. They don't care who you are. All they care is if you bought their game. If not, they don't care. Well, The Last of Us 1 was a glitchy nightmare. It was on my list of games to give a second chance to if somebody donated $50 in bits. Then I'd play 1 hour of it, at least guaranteed. Not a guaranteed full stream, but at least 1 hour. And, it's got a good story. I would recommend actually doing what I did, which was pull up, like, the Last of Us movie on YouTube, where people have basically edited all the story parts together. It's like 4 hours, and it's got a really good story that way. It's like, wow, this is pretty good. Then The Last of Us 2, they brought in a new writer, because Neil Druckmann fired Amy Hennig, who was the person who wrote the original Uncharted games, which were really good. She had also written The Last of Us, the first game, if I remember correctly. And then Neil Druckmann fired her and then decided to make lots of different character changes. Like, he hates Joel, the main character from the first game, with a passion. Like, unnecessarily so. He decided, you know what? Like, okay, he's not going to be the main character in my game. It's going to be Ellie this time. That's fine. That's not a problem. But then he decides to kill him off in a stupid fashion for no reason. And he put himself digitally into the game, and the first thing he does as soon as Joel dies is he runs up and spits on his corpse for no reason, like he's got a personal beef with him. And his character didn't in the game. It's just like in real life, he hated Joel so much because he was a white man, and he wanted a lesbian woman to be in charge. It's like, oh my god, dude, it's a video game. We just want to play a good game. We don't care. My favorite video game is Bayonetta series. It's a woman. Do I go, oh god, I can't like this because a woman's in charge? No, I'm just like, is the game good? It is? Awesome. Play it. You know, it's like, it seems like that. And so it's the whole thing about revenge, of getting revenge for her mentor being killed. And then at the end, she doesn't take revenge. Spoiler. I mean, I say spoiler now, but like everybody pretty much knows that the ending is like that. It's been all over the internet. Is that she decides I'm not going to take revenge after going through and killing like thousands of people to get to where she is. She's like, nope, not going to do it. Game's over. You hunted down my people, you wiped them from the earth, you killed my father figure in front of me. Nope, I'm not gonna get my revenge after fighting my way here. It's like, are you kidding me? So then people are like, we need to change the ending. Change it, like sign my petition for 500 people so Ellie goes back and kills him for Joel and everybody else who got wiped out in her little group. It's like, okay. And my biggest problem with the game is that, I mean, it was a glitchy nightmare to control and everything else. It just was not fun to play. And they didn't fix it, they just made the writing worse. And made the combat look a little bit smoother, but it's still a jerky mess. So it's like they didn't make any improvements on the combat. It's still glitchy like crazy. It's like the only thing they did was they just changed it around to basically kill everybody you love and not really play as the main character. That's funny because I got in it with a John Linneman of Digital Foundry. Just funny. I got into it with him on Twitter because he was saying like everybody who doesn't like this game is like you're hating it because it has like a trans person in it and you just don't want a strong female character and you're just jumping on this hate bandwagon. I'm like, no, dude, it's like the story is terrible. They didn't fix anything, and the only reason why you like this game, and self-admittedly, is because it has quote-unquote crafting mechanics, because that's all he ever talks about. He's like, but The Last of Us, people like, it had terrible stealth mechanics, it was glitchy as fuck, it was a good story, but the game just was not fun to play. He's like, well, you just don't understand because there's like, it subverts your expectations. Roll your eyes at that statement, anybody ever says that. Subverts your expectations, and it has crafting mechanics which are really deep. It's like no one cares if your game is garbage. No one wants to play it. You know, it's like that's the big thing. Is your game fun? It's like back when I did my little talk about games done quick. Like, why isn't your game getting picked for submission? Is your game fun to watch? Is your game about like writing tax laws? You may be really fast at it. You may think it's fun, but if I were to sit my parents down in front of it, are they going to find it interesting? Odds are no, because the game's not that fun. It's not interesting to watch. It's the same thing for The Last of Us. Alright, it's got a great story, but it's just not fun to play. It's just a repeated kick in the butt. And I have friends who are playing it through it right now, and they're like, well, the big thing too is like, the game keeps trying to make you feel bad for your actions. Like, oh, you remember this person you killed 7 hours ago? Well, it turns out they were pregnant. You didn't know that they were pregnant, and they donated blood on their spare times and ran an orphanage for puppies. You fucking monster. How dare you kill that person 7 hours ago that you barely met? It's like, wait, what? It's like, you forced me to. It's like, there's a button you have to press in order to move the game forward, and it's like, how dare you kill that person? It's like, are you kidding me right now? We're switching up games, by the way. Let's put up a technical difficulty screen, even though I'm just switching games. It'll be just a second here. Need to get out a different controller. We're gonna do some Samurai Shodown. And we'll launch, so you guys have something to look at. There we go. The funny thing about John Linneman, like after I confronted him about it, he's like, "Oh no, I just think you're unfairly putting words in my mouth, and I wouldn't say that." It's like he like fully backtracked. I'm like, you realize that on Twitter, everything you said is there and archived, right? It's like, I like the videos you put out there, but unless if he's talking, if he does any type of video about The Last of Us and he's in charge, he is just like filleting that game. It's like, dude, it's not the best. You like it, that's great, but it needs improvement. Oh, it's gonna be one of these games. As soon as I click out of it, it's gonna be lowered volume, stopping volume. Hold on. Adjusting my headset volume. HD scaling. We'll leave that off for now. It's in the museum. Ooh, Nakuru's theme. Nakuru. He probably does, Ronnie. It wouldn't surprise me. Pro match videos, that's cool. Behind the scenes. Oh, it's the MVS soundtracks. Oh, all its tinny glory. I'm used to hearing this from my speakers from my cabinet. Yeah, I'm surprised that they don't have the MVS ones. Like, I mean, these are the MVS, but I'm surprised they don't have the arranged versions. Like, if I were to put in the Sega Saturn version I have, or the PlayStation version, they actually redid the soundtracks, and they're amazing. Interviews. Learn about the characters. See the history. Is it a documentary? I've never seen a Samurai Shodown bezel like that around the screen. Okay, everybody get that? Everyone a speed reader? Perfect. Hope you got it. Oh man, I hated the art for Samurai Shodown 1. They're like, let's go with some like SNK weird American version, like Mega Man version, where it's just like funked up hair. And there we go, that's better. That's more like it. So we have Samurai Shodown 2, 3. My favorite, it's the most busted, but it's a favorite one. 4, 5, which is glitchy. 5, but it's a little bit less glitchy. And then this is the new one they put in for this. You see 2020. It's one that they were hoping to do. Excuse me as I open a drink. They were hoping to do before SNK went completely bankrupt and it never came out, and they finished it now. Alright, so let's see. Light slash, medium slash. Why do they have these buttons all messed up? So X is on the top of the screen, medium slash is A, kick, medium kick. Okay, so it's 2 kicks. Oh, they should just put this like standard fight stick layout. It would have been a lot better. Oh, I am using an arcade stick for this. Pardon me, that's the thing. I actually own a NeoGeo, and that's the traditional button layout you see there. And all fight sticks since the Xbox 360 and PS3 are 8 buttons. So you could put all A, B, C, D from left to right on any standard stick. Just have the top buttons to be X, Y, left button, left trigger. You could do A, B, C, D that way. In fact, I probably should. Oh god, this is one you have to... There we go. Problem solved. Oh, don't tell me I'm stuck with a stupid bezel the entire time. No, 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 no. Let's see. Screen. Full. Now just turn it off. Border off. There we go. Scan lines. Off.
死ぬことと見つけたり、修羅道とは倒すことと見つけたり、我悪鬼羅刹となり、目の前の敵すべてを切る。
Alright, let's see. Go. Well, I guess on your state? Yeah, maybe. I'm dumb enough to sign paperwork for you.
いざ尋常に1本目勝負。
Just because it sound like really tinny. It sounds like super tinny to me. That's right, that's how you do his fireball. It's only jumping on this game. It's got substantial, like, input delay, too. I can maybe 5 frames? Timer scam. So it feels like this is, like, at least 5 frames, if not more. 5, maybe 6 frames of input delay. Oh my god, his throw range is crazy. Yeah, the early Samurai Shodown games were like very much about, like, not about combos and stuff. It was like mostly about just like landing counter hits. Totally. Well, that wouldn't be until Samurai Shodown 4. So that's gonna be something I'm gonna have to test out too, is like also to see how much slowdown Samurai Shodown 4 has. Yoshiro. Ukyo is one of my mains, really. Elmaru is pretty much like the Ryu of the series, almost, if you will. Yep, Genjutsu is one of my mains for sure. My go-to in just about every single Samurai Shodown ever since 2. Yep, just the guy in the background does. I think they took him out after 2, I think it was. Maybe he showed up in 3, it's been a while. Yeah, Nakaruru was funny because if you lost her weapon in this game, she actually became more powerful. It was like her attacks did way more damage. Yeah, Nakaruru came back in 3 because they also brought out her sister too. Yeah, Genin I don't think came back until... Yeah, he didn't come back until 6. Yeah, you're right about that. And like Wanfu was taken out. I think it was in 2, but they took away his sword and gave him like a big giant rock pillar. It was really kind of odd choice. And he disappeared until like 4. Yeah, this does nothing, by the way. That part where it tells you, actually, that's a good question. I don't know if they actually finally fixed it. Samurai Shodown 1, where you clash weapons and you have to hit A real fast in order to like win the exchange. They forgot to put in the button press kind of timer, like the inputs for it. So it doesn't matter. It's literally up to the computer. You can jam away as fast as you want on both sides. Nothing is getting through to the computer. It just randomly decides who wins the matchup. So I don't know if they've talked about it publicly, or like, yeah, we screwed that up, sorry. And it's been like that every single port of Samurai Shodown we've ever put out. None of those button presses have ever mattered. I wonder if they fixed it for this collection. Probably not. I actually didn't press any buttons there, so I don't know, but it'd be interesting to see if they actually did. Really? Oh, that is cheap. 2 I never really played a whole lot of. Two I didn't see a whole lot in the arcades I was at least. So I saw like a lot of 1 and 3. Really? I was outside that. Yeah, I'd see like Samurai Shodown 2 every once in a while in an arcade I go to. But it's just like, I was like, there's other games I want to play. I remember this having a lot of English to it, too. There were a man who tried to make his skill ultimate. Because of his bloody life, it is no accident that he was involved in the Troubles. Yes, I too was involved in the Troubles. Caffeine nicotine. That's right. I think it was in this game only and like never went back until 6, which was kind of like an Ultimate Edition that had like every character in it. 5 was kind of like that, but I remember 6 having like I think everybody was back for that game. Yeah, it's Seeger, Tam Tam, Caffeine Nicotine, Genjuro! Time has passed since the last trouble. New battles are going to start, now again. Now is a time for all beginning. Oh, the English in this is so amazing. I think this was also the game where you could play as a ref, like it was a secret code. Oh, this is like a lot more responsive, this game. Also, take a look at the cauldron and that's cooking back there with all the people. You can see there's an alien in the pot. This game feels about, yeah, so about 5 frames. Xenomorph! Yes, just the acid blood makes it a little more tasty. I'll never be beaten by anyone who lives in comfort. You call that comfortable? Ziga! Give me my knock for justice. Okay. Don't worry, you won't be in the next games. It's weird that his third hit isn't safe. It's like every other game that have like a Rekka move like that would be safe on the third one because you connected the other two. The third, as long as you pull it off, you're gonna connect. Yeah, his third is not safe. It will not connect. There we go, Heart Slash. You did. Perfecto. Horrible atmosphere. Yeah, it tried to give you clues on like how to do it, and then we actually look up the code, how to play as the ref. It's like nothing would ever tell you to do these things. Do you like to challenge my American ninjutsu? No. Are you an American warrior? His eyes are blue, but he knows the samurai's moves. Oh, that was a cheap counter throw. You gotta remember his throw range is huge in this one. And the Poppy special. Got him. And it does like almost nothing. It's like, wait, he gets life. He's back alive. Wow, that hitbox. There we go. Really? I don't think I've ever seen that Rekka pull off that fast before. That's crazy. Trying to do an uppercut just would not come out. I was nearly defeated. Waff waff. Alright, let's see. I have no idea how to play as this character, so this is gonna be really interesting. Chim cham! It's my first day! Really? Okay, so light goes up, anti-air. That's a cool super. Just got a wall jump. Go, helper monkey, go! You failed me, helper monkey. Really? I can get interrupted by Poppy with that? Do I timer scam? Yes. Oh, too bad you posed there. Tried to taunt. Supers don't really do a whole lot of damage in this game, unfortunately. Alright, let's try one more character, Caffeine Nicotine, then we'll move on to 3. Which is my favorite, but the most busted mechanically. You wouldn't hit an old Buddhist monk, would you? I think he would. Wouldn't let me block. Yeah, I thought that'd be like, can't remember the guy's name, I'm drawing a blank on it. Well, yeah, so it was like, I thought that'd be a lot more useful than this, than Nicotine was. Nicotine was like more, yeah, Gyra. Nicotine was more like counter-based. I just tell people instead, like, he's just like the guy from Ninja Scroll. They're like, really? I'm like, no. They're like, oh crap. That would've been cooler. Like, is Jubei from the same one? No. Don't let PETA see what I just did. I'll be very angry. Yeah, they're like, hey, yeah, we're here again.
Hey, Papi! お見事! Huh.
All right, on to 3. So my personal favorite, but just busted to hell. This game is a lot more fun. 3, definitely, is a lot more fun when you play it against somebody else. Pardon me. I remember the arcade version was pretty hard, but the Sega Saturn version I have, actually, I'm working on a video of it, or I had been. I had to take a little break for it because of everything that's been going on. The Saturn version, I think, is kind of like the kind of like the arcade version and Super Nintendo version of Street Fighter 2 Turbo, where it doesn't matter what you set the difficulty on, it's constantly on fully maxed out, no matter what you do. Like, you can put the difficulty down to nothing, it doesn't care. It's going to be full difficulty. I love the animation quality, though. I mean, that is, like, so much more detailed. So I think the Saturn version takes... I think it uses 1 megabyte RAM? Could be mistaken. But it's still missing, like, a lot of animation frames. Yeah, you also don't have the butterflies on the Saturn version either. Yeah, and like 4 is kind of funny because it's like... It like has such slowdown, it's crazy. Yeah, if you use the 4 megabyte, if you had the 4 meg cart, it gets super glitchy. I ran into that streaming while I was capturing footage. If you ever play the PlayStation 1 ports of this game, it runs like 150% speed. It's not your imagination. They, somewhere along the line, the higher-ups decided, you know what, we should make the game faster. So they did. Way too fast. Yeah, and like 3 is like super pokey and heavy, like counter. Especially against a computer, it's pretty insane. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to this in just a second. I'll see what this does. Okay, good. It kept my controls. Good. I don't know. They seem to be mostly okay with it from what I've seen. I knew it was going to be delayed. It's just one of those super ambitious games that's just going to be buggy as hell. And from all accounts that I've been seeing... Oh, that's a weird glitch on screen. From everything I've been seeing and hearing about, like, it's not a fun game. Like, when people got to see it last year behind closed doors, like, here's our special demo showing it off, and they're just like, this is not fun to watch. Game's like, we're gonna keep throwing you health. It changed to super? What? I don't remember super being that move. I remember it being like back, forward, back, D. Because you could just like spam it constantly, just like keep running back and forth into them. It was like the cheapest shit ever. Which is why I love this game, because it was so broken in that aspect. You can just keep spamming supers over and over. He just air block me? There we go. Wonder how that translates into Japanese. Probably be long.
本気で行くよ。
いざ尋常に1本目勝負。やっ。
Yeah, Super Mario got screwed with like a really bad super in this game. In 4, they made it a lot simpler. Like, here's our new character, and you're gonna have a really hard SNK style super move to try to pull off.
時間切れ。立花右京。2本目勝負。やっ。はっ。刻め静まる。
ごめん。
3本目勝負。うわいけ。やっ。
Yeah, also I think like your values are also changed too, like you don't do as much damage as the computer does. So this game is just busted on so many mechanics, but just player to player is much more fun. Boss Auto is not bad. There's some really cool teleportation stuff. Oh, forgot there was different supers for each version. Maybe it was the bust one I was thinking of, like for Ukyo, where you could just like spam it like crazy. It was like forward, back, forward, D was like a special. It was crazy. Nope, guess not.
ごめん。
2本目勝負。
It's like input reading everything I'm doing right now. There we go. Then I remember number 4 put in the CD combo, which is where you hit C and D together, and that'd start off a combo string. But I have to remember what time period, though, that these games took place in. It was like 1600s, I think it was, which is where they had, you know, foreigners, the Portuguese, historically Portuguese, Spaniards were coming in. The Dutch were starting to find a way in, too. And especially the Portuguese with their Jesuits were trying to manipulate themselves into the politics of the country. as was the religion of the time. It was not about Christianity at the time was not about like, hey, we should spread the love of God. It was like, hey, spread the love of God, and our religion's also a political party, and we're going to rule you. Did you not read the pamphlet? So then, like, eventually, I think it was around 1630 or 1640, there was a new shogun around that time. Like, kicked out, like, all foreigners out of the country, had a lot of them killed. Very few survived and were allowed to stay. And it stayed that way until the Meiji Restoration around 1850. With my limited Japanese history. So yeah, it doesn't really surprise me that, like, a Christian missionary would be the bad guy in these type of games and around that time period, samurai stuff. Here we go. So let's see how bad the slowdown is in this, because I remember there being a little bit in the arcade. The Saturn version just goes super slow. I don't know if I ever showed you the kind of video I had where I finished the Samurai Shodown 4 review or not, but I actually bring up like how slow, like how bad the slowdown gets at one point. Maybe we'll have to show that off. Temtem comes back. Here's where you have your new characters. I also point out too, like in my review that I was doing, that like this game has an English mode. Like the Japanese import version that was never going to leave Japan has an English, Spanish, and Portuguese options on top of Japanese, the default. It's mind-blowing. It's like, holy crap, they put a full English mode in this game. It's English as you're seeing here, you know, as you've been seeing, but that just blew me away when I got that game. I was like, holy crap, this has an English mode or story mode. What? Yeah, this is the game that introduces Victoli. Victoli! Kaboom! I love that. I think Perfect has a story mode, because it was my understanding for Perfect, Samurai Shodown 5 Perfect, was like they wanted that to be a NeoGeo release, and then of course NeoGeo, like SNK, went under. They were Playmore for a while, and then went completely under, because Aruze was like a pachinko. People who bought it up, they just kind of trashed everything. So like the Perfect never got finished until like they finally, you know, SNK became around again. Of course, this is why we're seeing re-releases like the NeoGeo Mini I actually have on my shelf and never opened, and things like that. And they said, hey, let's go back and actually finish these things up. So yeah, it was Playmore, then it became SNK Playmore, and it was a weird transition phase. hate that move because like it makes Galeforge safe on like so much stuff. Yeah, the NeoGeo X is pure garbage. That made me so sad. It's made me so sad that because I love the NeoGeo so much, as I love to tell everybody, I own a 2-slot MVS cabinet, the Big Red. I love that thing to death. I love NeoGeo games. And just seeing them just like come out like crap home ports just makes me so sad. Like even the NeoGeo Mini was its chance to like improve things and they just didn't do it. Yeah, I tell people like if you're this collection actually is not too bad. It's just the first game has like really bad input lag, but these collections it was pretty good. Actually, I got this through the Epic Game Store for free. I have not bought a single game on that. They had it for free for launch. I think it's $40 now, unfortunately. It was like free for the first week, so that's where I grabbed it. It's like, well, hey, you know, it's a whole bunch of classic games I love and own. Get them for this. It's actually quite responsive, not much in the way of options, but I would say if you can get your hands on this for free, do it, or just emulate it. Any of the games, you're going to have a good time. I don't think I've ever hit anybody with that move at all. Up until right now. On stream. There we go. Victory! Yeah, the NeoGeo Mini is also not really good. It's like 720p output. You have to get one of their controllers or else you're stuck using the ridiculously small buttons. It's just not really worth it. I bought it as like a curiosity piece, something to add to my collection, really. Crap, I missed it. I think I win this exchange. Yeah, that's got a little slowdown on like the Saturn version that just makes the game chug when you get hit by that. Actually having problems hitting the CD combo system. It's really weird. So what I'm trying to do, it's like, yeah, it's just like not quite working quite right. Maybe my fingers are getting shot. I think it's Ukyo stage? No, Charlotte. Okay. Like, hey, you made it back to this game. Good for you. Glad to see you back. Burn. Shine. There we go. Gotcha. It didn't kill? What? Yeah, 4 is definitely fun for me. I never got to play this in the arcades because they didn't have this in any arcades I was at. So the first time I got to play it was when I got it for my Sega Saturn. That's where I switched it to, and I liked it because all of a sudden, like, it went from, like, it was still, like, counters were still a big thing, but, all of a sudden, like, it, like, became combos again. It's like, yes! It's like, thank you. And that's where I started to have a lot more fun with it. Especially when my brother and I would, like, desperately grasp, like, he was able to grab onto the mechanics of that a lot faster than he was for anything else. Like, 3 was harder for him to grasp on, but, like, 4 he latched onto pretty quickly, so we'd end up playing this game a lot more. No. There we go. Fool. How did that not grab? I have many questions. Oh no! I think Tam Tam's like the largest character in the entire game when he stands up. Which you see like a couple times, like you just like stand there before the match fights, you're like, holy crap, it's like you don't realize that Tali is like right here. He spends the entire time crouched over. It's like you forget like how tall he really is. So Getsu is like the ice/water. Don't keep pulling off that move, I don't want it. Trying to find his skull throw. Alright, so I think after this, we're going to... Actually, we'll just cut to my review I have that I was working on. We'll jump to the Samurai Shodown 4 part. And, with my mom passing, and the funeral's on Thursday, I should hopefully be able to get back pretty soon to, like, doing, working on the video project again. Alright, let's just jump into that now here. So give me a second. We'll do that here. Let me pull up. I think I have it on YouTube. That'll just save me some time versus trying to pull up the video and jump to there. Give me 1 second. YouTube Studio. Videos. There we go. Okay, let's see where the audio is. In style. Seems to be about right, we'll leave it there. Okay, so this is like a, for those who do not know, I was actually working on a Sega Saturn review video for everything that, like all the games I had up to that point, like I got on, that I bought that got it all together when I first started collecting for it. So working on that, I got halfway through, and then everything happened with my mom, and I had to stop. So I should hopefully be able to get back to it pretty soon. But let's pull up desktop. So we have to turn up Samurai Shodown. There we go. So this is the Samurai Shodown 4 part I got for the Sega Saturn. It's early rough
Samurai
draft
Shodown
too.
4 continued the tradition of changing the series' mechanics, and the Saturn version was where I played this game for the first time. The local arcade sadly didn't carry this one, so I was really excited to get my hands on the latest version in the franchise. The first thing I noticed was the graphical overhaul and style. While not shocking by any means, it was in my opinion a welcomed update, moving to a more anime look. Everything also seemed brighter and more cartoonish looking overall, which actually made it a little bit easier for me to follow the action on the screen. The ability to charge the PAL gauge was removed, but the CD combo system was added in its place, which made the game focus more on combos instead of counter hits. While the NeoGeo had a 4-button layout going from A to D, things had to be moved for the Saturn pad. A and B would be the respective buttons, but C and D would be moved to X and Y. Hitting those two together would start the CD combo system, which would let you then chain hits together. I would say overall that the game was a lot more newcomer friendly. My brother, who was not the biggest fan of the Samurai Shodown series, was able to understand the mechanics of the combat system a lot faster than the third game, and my friends who came over were also able to pick it up pretty quickly. I'm by no means an expert on fighting games, but I would recommend this game as a launch pad into the series. Something I've not touched upon yet is that in general, with a lot of Japanese games, you can get by without having to know the language. Even things like the options menu a lot of times will be in English, even though the game was never going to leave the country. My favorite example of this is Shadows of the Tusk, a strategy RPG for the Sega Saturn that was exclusive to Japan, but by my estimate, it's 98% in English. So imagine my surprise when I fired up Samurai Shodown 4 and went into the options and discovered that I could play the entire story mode in English, complete with some weirdly phrased sentences and the now classic victory after defeating your enemy. To this day, it still astounds me that a game that was knowingly not going to get a port to the North American or European markets had not only the option to select English, but also Spanish and Portuguese as well. Also, selecting any of these language options would change the menu logo too. If you played this game in the arcades or via emulation, then this version will feel a little bit different. Even though it takes advantage of the 1 megabyte RAM card, it suffers from slowdown. Like a lot. A whole lot. The practice mode was a welcomed addition, and quite a lot of time was spent there by my brother and I in the lab figuring out everything that the game had to offer us. Samurai Shodown 5 Special gets a lot of attention in the fighting game community, but the fourth game still has a soft spot in my heart. My cardiologist is very concerned.
There we go. So that was the review, and that's how far I got on the video. I'm like literally halfway done. I am started up on recording. Let's see, I recorded all the stuff for Deep Fear. I was just starting to edit the video part of that right there, and that's why I had to stop. So that's where I'm at. And also, like, it's really tricky to find out, like, to figure out how to edit together Deep Fear. So there's so many different things I have. It's Resident Evil underneath the sea. It's like a better Resident Evil, I should say. It's like perfected. Let's just go to perfect. We'll skip the other ones. I mean, it's like it did something that the series couldn't do until I think it was Resident Evil 6, which is you can shoot and move at the same time. This was like 1988. It's like, holy crap. So it was pretty cool. But there's just like so many different ways to edit together that video, and it's like making it harder for me to like sit there and like, how do I do this and make it look coherent and make it make sense? It just kind of threw me up against the wall, like stumped me for a little bit.
世に武士道というものあり死山を越え決河を渡り極めんとするは剣の道己が路命を刃に散る我は修羅の道行く羅刹なり
Sankuro! Oh no! It's weird, like the controls went back to like I forgot D was weird. D is like a parry. Very small jump, everything. It's kind of like a Last Blade-ish almost, except for Last Blade was more of a parry button on that, but this is like how to do everything else with it. It's like no kicks really. And there's a billion characters! Like this lovable guy. It's been a long time. His Majesty seeks the best warriors. No time to spare. Let's get started. Actually, I liked Last Blade 1 better than 2. I loved Last Blade. Love that series.
妖怪腐れ下道対マジキな皆いざ尋常に一本目勝負
Yeah, I have no idea how to play this character. I just remember he's huge. You can tell this like definitely later in NeoGeo, like 2004. It's like because they just like perfected everything after having been out for so long. It's like the music is amazing. Metro Melee has like one of my favorite soundtracks. But let me adjust the sound here real quick. Metro Melee was really amazing because that like was a NeoGeo game. Even though it was mono sound, had a voiced soundtrack in a cart. Have you met Hannibal Lecter? You might like him. I think his taste might be a little more refined, though, than just salt and pepper. Just a tad bit. Alright, enough of this guy. Play a different character. I have no idea how the netcode is on this. I don't know if it's delay based or rollbacked. So kind of scary to find out. When in doubt, stick to the people you know, usually. The guy from Kill Bill? Oh, I forgot they made that into like a... They gave him like a weird upward arc on that uppercut. Like a short hop. No third? No third Rekka? What? There we go. Go forward. Have you ever known anybody get hurt and say ouch? Like, get punched in the stomach, ouch! Yay! You make me puke. Somehow I doubt that. You cross a Yoshi with a tiger. You get Yoshitora. I mean, my Japanese lessons really paid off. Yep, so Samurai Shodown 5 is perfect, feels just like 5. Except for like when you see like high level play and stuff like this game, you can get like really crazy stuff like how Maru has like a 85% counter he can pull off. It's like turn the entire match in his favor, it's crazy. All his weapons end up being useless.
騎馬神源いざ尋常に一本目勝負応力陣応力陣
Wait, it hit but it didn't trigger the combo? What?
2本目勝負
That was weird. I mean, Samurai Shodown 5 is never really known for, like, being glitch-free. Trying to pull off an uppercut, failing.
Three rounds, fight!
Yeah, usually the computer doesn't know how to handle that. Like, if you do short hop forward into, like, you know, the basically fireball forward CD, which will hop you right towards them, and you can cross them up with, like, a uppercut, and the computer doesn't know what to do for that. But we pretty much reached the end for, you know, for the Samurai Shodown games. They're pretty much what they are. So I would say, like, definitely, if you can pick this up for a lot cheaper than it's going for right now, it's like $40. Like I said, I got this for free because I got it within the first week. That was free on Epic Games Store, then definitely pick it up that way. It's alright, if not emulate it. I'm sure that the perfect version of Samurai Shodown 5 will end up on the internet sometime. There are some cool different things in here, like, let's see, Pro Match videos. I do this right underneath the microphone. Wait, there's no way to go full screen on these? You can read about it. Wow, okay, this is really bizarre that you can't go full screen. It's 15 frames per second video? Okay, that's lame. So let's see, like, it's gonna be like full screen, like stream stuff. Like, oh, this will be really cool to see. Instead, you're stuck with this, which is not cool. Oh well. So if anyone's out there still watching the stream, I'll pose you two different options. Either A, for like the last, let's see here, I'd say about the last 45 minutes or so of the stream, you either play Superhot or play Sonic Boom on the Wii U, which is legendarily bad. I don't know why I just reset there. So if anyone's in chat, if you want to make a decision, since this is viewer appreciation night, I'll let you take the pick. Oh, I see what happened. My game window completely resized. That was bizarre. Yeah, it just changed. Okay, there we go. So if anyone's out there wants to make a pick for what I play next, it's either going to be Sonic Boom on the Wii U, which is going to be a total disaster, which I'm sure, because the game is a disaster, it'll have two QA people. Or we can load up Superhot and give that a go. Also, 4 I don't have installed. I forgot to install that game. Or else I definitely would. How big is it? Oh god. Alright, Sonic Boom. The price I pay. Alright, let me switch out my controllers. Hang on 1 second. We'll throw up. Actually, let's put up there we go. See if we'll get that up and going. Switch out my controller. Yeah, so I have not played this. I just know that it does have like a 60 frames per second mode that I've turned on through the graphics packs. Make sure that's still up there. Craft frame rate 60 frames. Yep, we should be good on that. So yeah, this is gonna be special. Special.
Sega.
Achieved with CryEngine.
And boy howdy, did they have to pull some strings on that, because if you haven't seen Matt McMuscle's what happened on Sonic Boom, it is impressive. Like this game was supposed to come out for like PlayStation 4, Xbox One is gonna be running CryEngine and it's supposed to look a lot different, and then Sega's like, it's now exclusive to the Wii U, surprise. So that game we've been developing for like over a year, and you have like, it looks great, it now has to work on a Wii U, which doesn't support CryEngine. So I'd like call up the people who made the engine themselves and like try to work their best to get it fixed and working like a version of it on the Wii U. Okay, did not read my controller being plugged in, so hold on a second. Had to relaunch the game. Be just a second here.
Sega.
Achieved with CryEngine.
Okay, make sure to do not eject the game when playing this underneath emulation. Okay, why are you not registering my buttons? Hold on. Are you kidding me right now? Let me see if anything at all is working. Yeah, it's registering. That button works. Sonic Boom was like, it's so bad we don't even want you to start the game.
Sega.
Achieved with CryEngine.
Okay, so let's try reversing the buttons, see if that does it. No, the game just does not want to start whatsoever. This is insane. If I even put that to the enter key, even on enter, it's like, no, we're not gonna start. Alright, well, crap. So much for that. I was like, oh, this will be fun to show off on like how glitchy and terrible this game is. It just will not even start. So I put like the, you can't see right now, but I went in and changed the plus key to be the enter key on the keyboard. Let's just even put it as E for enter. Nothing. Well, crap, alright. Well, I guess we're going to have to do Superhot instead against... That sucks. Like I said, that really bums me out. I was really hoping on doing that, but, sorry. Crap. Give me 1 second. Get that going. Windowed. 720p. And now we're looking at a black screen. Be just a second. Put that up for now. Give you something to look at. Window. Okay, why is it capturing just this? It's capturing OBS and this. There we go. Okay. Oh man, it's like, why are things going wrong? I mean, it's always one of my streams where something goes wrong, technically, sure, but I mean... Alright, let's see... Superhot. Change the game category. Updated. WASD. Okay. Chromatic aberration, go to hell, that'll stay off. This is a really trippy game if you've never seen it before. Basically, time moves when you move. Are you not fucking reading this? Are you kidding me? Now it's not reading the left button. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, so now the left button's not reading whatsoever, or the left mouse button. I don't know what is happening. It's like, hey, here's where, like, you try to play some other games and just have your stream just go to shit. Alright, let's see if controls work this way. I'm using a controller right now. It's not doing anything. Oh my god. Let's try really launching the game. Hold on. What's funny is I used to have a pirated version of this game just to try it out. And was like, okay, this is cool. This is like one I definitely want to try. And then I get it for free from Epic Game Store, and this is the version I'm running, and it's like glitchy shit. It's like, why? Why is this going on? Why are you not reading my left button, like the left click of the mouse? Okay, now it's working. Not gonna question it. And why is it starting the game in the middle? Oh my god. So this is like... This is later on into the game. This is a level that's later on. I don't know why it's starting me here. So apparently the Epic Game Store version of Superhot is just buggy and broken. I mean, it's literally like starting me out in the middle of the game with a brand new install. Oh well, I'm not gonna deal with this shit. We'll just end it for tonight. Oh well, stream's over a little bit earlier there. I mean, it's just like constant things fighting with it. All the games I was gonna be playing are just like busted and broken. It's like I'm not gonna deal with it. The headache that goes with it. So sorry I had to end that way, but it was a lot of fun beforehand. So of course, shout outs to Ronnie and Twalis. Anybody lurking. Also, Gym Time John, Hold Your Fire, Under the Pale. Thanks everybody for hanging out here. Had a lot of fun playing Blood, Samurai Shodown Collection, and then having Sonic Boom not work. Having Superhot glitch out and start me in the middle of the game for some reason. I don't know. It's all screwed up. But I'll be back on my usual days here every other day. So I'll be back on Wednesday the 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just type it into Google and it'll tell you for wherever you are in the world. Also check me out on Twitter at Wursel555. So if something comes up or if I need to cancel a stream or whatever, you will know. Usually a couple hours before I stream. Usually around about 2 to 3 hours ahead of time, I'll let you know what I'll be playing. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be continuing on with the Legend of Zelda, or Legend of Not Zelda, Wind Waker. Continuing on with that playthrough, and hopefully one day I can get Sonic Boom fixed. Maybe it's just a version of Cemu that's not working right. I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out and come back to this some other time. So next stream on the 24th will be Wind Waker, and hopefully see you guys then. Thanks for hanging out.